This year's Jamb has been like a mixed feeling for me. I'm very happy and grateful to God, but I'm also not that happy because there's a lot of irregularities. Many people are complaining to me that they studied very hard for the exam and did not see what we were expecting in their results. But I want to make this video to help tell you guys that you don't need to worry. You can still get admission regardless of what you score in Jamb, right? And now I'm also in this video, I'm going to tell you guys what I scored in Jamb, exactly how I got here, how you can ensure that no matter what you score in Jamb, you can still gain admission to a course and to a school. You might need to be less selective and less picky, but you can still get admission with your score that you think is too low. You can still get admission with it. We also need to tell you that you're not alone. A lot of people have this issue. More than 50% of people scored between 160 and 199. We don't know what the issue is. We don't know if Jamb will rectify it, but you're not alone. Just be patient and we'll see what's going to happen. But as long as you are ready to get admission this year, you'll definitely get it. I'm also going to talk about what you should do after Jamb, right? You've written Jamb now, you see your result now. What should you be doing? Because admission process will not start till like August, September time. Because you have to wait, get for WAEC results to come out, for Jamb results, for NECO results to come out. So you need to be patient and wait till August, September. So what should you be doing between now and August, September? So I'm going to talk about that in this video. So make sure you just sit back, relax. If you're not seeing my YouTube channel for the first time, my name is Marshall Prosper. Just like and subscribe because I make videos to help Jambites and students to gain admission. I've already made a lot of videos to help Jambites to this extent, and I promise to make more videos to help you guys to ensure you guys get admission this year. I'm also going to be talking about post-UTME. If your school is offering post-UTME, I'll talk about a few universities. I'll talk about what cutoff mark means, Jamb cutoff mark, university cutoff mark, departmental cutoff mark. I'll talk about all this in this video. So this video might be a long video, but just be patient and watch to the end because you will get a lot from this video. And also, close to the end of this video, I'll talk about my Jamb score as well. And yeah, let's get right into the video. Now, let me first start with the complaints I've been getting. Some people said that they wrote Jamb last year and they scored 300 plus. But when they now rewrite this year, maybe because they did not get admission, they're not seeing 170, 160, 150, even 140 in their results. And they're confused that what could be the issue. To be honest, Jamb is an organization and they will not want to admit that there's an issue. So that you will not feel like, okay, there's a mistake or there's a technical issue in their system. They want to seem to be a perfect organization. It's just what it is. So we just pray they can actually take time to look into this issue because a lot of people cannot be complaining at the same time and everybody's going to be wrong. There's something definitely wrong with the system. I've been complaining myself from the beginning of this year's Jamb. I've been complaining that this year's Jamb is somehow shaky. When I told you guys that time that they set the exam date, they changed the exam date again. I was like, this Jamb is really shaky this year. Like, what's going on? Why are you guys changing the exam date for even from registration dates? The first change registration dates to changing exam dates, just changing different things. So I noticed that the exam was shaky. Then when people were writing mock, there was complaints. When people were writing the UTM exam, there were a lot of complaints too, talking about they did not see 10 questions in their English and other situations like that. So this year's Jamb has actually been a lot. But I want to just tell you guys to just relax, all right? Relax. Don't worry too much. We'll see whether it will be rectified. But even if it is not rectified, you will still get admission without your score. Just that you might need to start considering other options like polytechnics and college of education. You can also try out school of nursing. Those are the options you have. Because most universities, they will not give you admission unless you want to go to a private university. Some private universities have a cutoff mark of 140 and they will definitely give you admission. So you can also look into that if you have enough money for that. But if you want to write Jamb next year, remember, I also wrote Jamb twice. I wrote Jamb last year, I scored 311. But yet I wrote Jamb again this year again. It is not something impossible, it's something you can do. Trust me. People were like, how can this boy write Jamb again? Like, this boy scored very high. All my mates are like in 300 level now. But I still did it, so you can do it, right? Just trust me, you can do it. It's not the end of the world. You scoring low does not mean you cannot score high next year, right? You can do it. You can start paying now. If you want to write Jamb again next year, because you want to go for medicine or a very high competitive course like that, you can still try again next year. But if you don't want to go again next year, you can still get your admission this year. Just stick to my YouTube channel. I'll post videos. Stick to my YouTube channel. You can also go to my WhatsApp channel as well. I will definitely post more videos and tips to help you guys. Just stick. People that have been following me since I started making videos, I've been consistently posting since January, at least May now. So I'll continue posting every single day to help you guys. Make sure you're following my YouTube channel too and my TikTok page. That's where I post consistently every single day. So make sure you're following me in those two places. You definitely get updates and you will not miss your admission this year. Now, some of you might be wondering, why did I now decide to start helping people to gain admission? Well, first thing is that I wrote Jamb last year. And before I even wrote, even though I was writing Jamb for the first time, I was helping my classmates, I was helping my friends, even though I did not finish school last year. Most of my classmates were already in school last year, but I was helping my friends because I read a lot of research. I'm very, very good at researching to make inquiries and stuff like that. So I learned a lot about admission process and all that stuff. So I was helping a lot of people. Many people I helped last year gain admission. But unfortunately, me myself that was helping others, I did not get admission. There was a lot of reasons why I did not get admission. Even though I did not miss the cutoff mark, that was not the main reason because I could have changed my course initially before I even write post-UTME myself. But I did not change my course because I was like, how will I be able to afford going to uni? Because university is actually expensive and I could not afford it at that point. So that's one of the reasons that I was just like, well, and that's what happens. And what happened was I did not get admission. So I could have made better choices to get admission last year, just that I did not. And I don't regret it, because it turned out well. I've done a lot this year and I'm very grateful to God. So I don't really regret it. So that's what I'm telling you guys to now. You can also do it. You can also do what I just did now. You can also write jam again. You don't have to be scared. You can do it and you can do better. So that's what I did. And when I was now writing Jamb this year now, I said, okay, before Jamb starts, what can I do to keep myself busy? That's when I decided that, well, let me start making videos on TikTok to help students to pass Jamb. The way I scored 3 level in Jamb, let me share my secrets. Because I had a lot of secrets that helped me. I had flashcards that helped me. I had past questions that helped me. CBT apps, all those things, study methods that helped me. I posted a lot of them on my TikTok page. And trust me, those people that followed it, they did very well. Only maybe Jam had they have some issues with Jam or stuff like that. But most of them that followed those tips, they did very, very well. And I'm very happy for them as well. If you also want to see those tips I shared, you can always check my TikTok page or you can check my WhatsApp or Telegram for those my flashcards too. If you're writing Jam next year, it will really help you a lot, trust me. Because that's what I used this year again, and trust me, my results was okay. All right. So as I'm telling you guys now, that's one of the things that motivated me to want to help people. I wanted to help people to score very high in Jam. I knew it was possible, and I wanted to share my secrets. And that's thing that also motivated me to want to help people as well was the fact that last year there was really nobody I could look up to, like, okay, who can I go and watch his video to go and learn more about how Jamb works? There's nowhere to find. It was very difficult for me. I tell you guys that I'm a researcher. I like to research. I made a lot of research. I checked YouTube, TikTok, but I don't see anybody that was consistently dropping updates for Jamb students. And that's why I decided that let me be that person this year. Even though I was writing Jamb myself, but I just had to take out time to always come live to solve past questions with you guys, to always post study tips every single day to help you guys, dropping exactly my own study routine, my own timetables, my study schedule, every single thing that could I feel like I could help Jambites, I did it. And a lot of people are very grateful for that, and I also grateful to God for all that. So I also want to be that kind of person for you guys for this admission process as well. Because if you check online, there's just very few people that do this stuff I'm doing, and I'm very grateful to be able to start doing this stuff because that's something that I really like. I really like helping people, and some people don't even know how to make research, and I'm very good at that. So why can't I provide that knowledge for others? So just make sure that you are subscribed to my channel, as I said before, because you really, really need the information I'll be dropping very soon. Now, I want to talk about cutoff marks. What is cutoff mark? Cutoff mark is how you differentiate between people that will gain admission and people that will not gain admission. Because remember, you cannot admit everybody. I think the total admission that happens every single year is like 500 to 600,000 students. I remember 1.9 million people wrote JAM. So what about the rest? So how they look for people that will admit is by writing JAM. Now JAM is a ranking exam. It's always explained every single year. JAM is a ranking exam. It is not pass or fail. You cannot really pass or fail. It just depends on how other people perform. If everybody scored below 200, then 200 is a very, very good score. That's just the truth. So it does not really matter about what you score, what he scored. What matters is what do you score in relations to another person that's going to the same school and the same course. Now, we have JAM cutoff mark, we have school cutoff mark, and we have departmental cutoff mark. What is JAM cutoff mark? JAM cutoff mark is the one that JAM usually decide with university heads and rectors, stars, vice chancellors and rectors. They will have a policy meeting where they will discuss, okay, what should we decide to be the cutoff mark for JAM, and what should be the cutoff mark for universities, and what should be the cutoff mark for polytechnics. So last year, the cutoff mark for universities was 140. 140. You know how I'm telling you guys? If you scored above 140, you could have gotten admission last year. Cutoff mark for universities was 140. And the cutoff mark for polytechnics and college of education was 100 last year. Did you get? So that was decided last year. I don't know whether they will choose the same marks again for this year, but we'll see what the policy meeting will turn out to be. But that was what we decided last year, and yes. Now for school cutoff mark, even though JAM decided that 140 should be the minimum cutoff mark, some schools will not put their own cutoff mark to be 140. We have schools like Unilag, UI, OAU, their cutoff mark is about 200. So those schools, they don't follow JAM cutoff mark. They don't follow that 140. They have their own school cutoff mark. So you have to take note which the school you're applying to, what is their own school cutoff mark. You see the difference now. JAM has a general cutoff mark, like, okay, every single university must not pass this cutoff mark. But schools also have their own individual cutoff mark that they choose. Some school zone is 180, some school zone is 195, like class 2. Some school zone is 160, some school zone is also 140. So you have to make good research in your school, depending on your JAM score. So you know you change to a school that has that cutoff mark that matches your JAM score. Now, another thing again you need to consider is that there's departmental cutoff mark. Some of you have this mistake that, okay, my school cutoff mark is 200 and I score 220. Admission show for me. Thank God I passed JAM. That's not how it works. Some schools have a school cutoff mark, but they still have a departmental cutoff mark, meaning that even if you pass the school cutoff mark, You see as far as the departmental cutoff mark. I told you guys that what happened to me last year. I scored 311. Unilag cutoff mark is 200. That should be like, okay, I scored 311. I'm going to addition, right? No, that's not how it works. You also have to pass the departmental cutoff mark. What influences the departmental cutoff mark? The departmental cutoff mark is influenced by the performance of every single person that are going for that your course. So if many people are going for your course and those people that are going for your course have plenty, like they have a high jam score, and your jam score is not as high as theirs, they will pick maybe they want to pick like 100 students for that course. They just pick the top 100. You get, and then let's say the 100th person scored, let's say jam score now. Let's say the 100th person scored 250. I mean, the cutoff mark for that course will be 250. If another course now, the 100th person score like 220, the cutoff mark for that course is 220. You get, that's how they determine the cutoff mark for the department, depending on how many people apply for the department and what was their aggregate. Either their jam score. If some schools now they use jam score and post-UTME, some schools use jam score and online screening, some schools use jam score, sorry, some schools use jam score and O level. Some schools use the three, jam score, O level, and post-UTME. And that's you need to research about your school. What do they use for their admission process? Very, very important. If you don't meet the departmental cutoff mark, you don't need to lose hope, because they usually give a, let's say, an opportunity for you to change to another course. Some schools will, not all schools. If you don't meet your own course cutoff mark, either they transfer you to another course or they'll give you the opportunity to choose another course. So, like I was saying, even if you don't meet the departmental cutoff mark, some schools give you the opportunity to change to another course or they can transfer you by themselves. But let me tell you something, you don't want the schools to transfer you themselves. That's where you start hearing people that they will try carry them from medicine to fishery or from medicine to agriculture. I'll advise you guys to calculate yourself. What do you think your aggregate will be? And you can also ask other people that are applying to your school. So, therefore, I have a WhatsApp group for different universities. You can ask them, okay, what course are you guys going to? Compare your score to their score and then determine if you can actually compete. You get what I'm trying to say? So, if you see you cannot compete with them, change to another course by yourself. Like, you know, okay, you have a higher chance of getting admission to that course. Learn how to be smart. Don't just wait for the school to transfer you. Make that decision by yourself and choose a course that you have a high chance to enter. That's one of the advice I can give you guys. So that's all about cut-off marks. Cut-off marks are very, very important. You guys need to take very good note of it. Your jam cut-off mark, even though jam cut-off mark is not as important, but it's still good to know. Then the departmental cut-off mark and school cut-off mark is the most important one. Make more research for your school. Determine their school cut-off mark and determine their departmental cut-off mark for your course. That is, you can use last year own to compare, because the departmental cut-off mark will change every year. So you can use last year's own to compare. Now, after JAM, what's next? Well, this is a very, very important question. You've seen your JAM score, now what should you be doing? First thing I advise you guys to do is, if your school is writing post-UTME, you need to go and start ensuring that you start preparing for that post-UTME. But before you even go to post-UTME first thing you need to do is still consider if you can still go for that your course that you chose before and that school that you chose before, or you need to change your course, or you need to change your school. Very, very important. You need to consider if you still need to go and change your JAM course or JAM school. Go and check it. Go and check it if you can still go for that school or that course. It's very important. You can go to also upload your O-level results. I know you might upload this when you're registering for your JAM, but you need to upload it again. You need to re-upload it. I also do that. You can always send me a DM. If you need to re-upload your O-level results on the JAM portal, I also do that. You can always DM me for that. And you also need to research on your university and your course. That's what you need to do to determine if you can actually still go for that course, or you need to change your university or your course because of the JAM score. The JAM score may affect the school or course you go and go for. And that you also need to do is you need to learn a skill. It's very, very important. Because when you're in school, you need to eat. Very, very important. I mean, if you don't want to eat, you need to eat. So you need to start learning a skill that will feed you when you're in school. Either you learn a digital skill, or you can just learn a physical skill or handwork. So I always recommend digital skill because it is easier to learn and also easier to do when you're in school. But handy skills are also very, very important too. If you don't have a digital device, you don't have a phone, you learn maybe barbing or hairdressing or any other simple skill, like maybe mobile phone engineering, stuff like that. It's very important to learn those things. So when you're in school, you can also use them to make some money to feed. And also digital skills, you can also learn something like web development or graphics design. You can also learn video editing. You can learn simple skills like that. They're very important and they can feed you when you're in uni. Now back to post-UTME. Post-UTME can also prevent you from getting admission. I have a friend that's got 340. Actually, he's not a friend, but someone I know that's got 340 in JAM, and the person is not getting admission to University of Ibadan because of the cutoff mark for post-UTME. He did not miss the cutoff mark for post-UTME. So you need to also prepare for your post-UTME. You don't say that I scored 300 in JAM, I'm really getting admission. But I scored 290 in JAM. No, your post-UTME is very important. Except if your school is not doing post-UTME, your school is doing post-UTME, you need to put in effort in that post-UTME as well. Very, very, like a lot of effort in that post-UTME, because it will determine if you later get admission or not. So start preparing for post-UTME now. Start check what your university uses as a post-UTME. Schools like University of Lagos and OAU, they use mathematics, they use English, and they use the general knowledge. But schools like University of Ibadan, it's the same thing you write in Jamb what you do in your post-UTME. So if you did physics, chemistry, mathematics, and English, that's what you also do in your post-UTME. And if you did physics, chemistry, and biology and English, you're also doing your post-UTME. So make sure you go and research your school. What do they use for post-UTME? All this research, I'm telling you guys to do. You can always ask me. I'm ready to help you. Right? Now, the moment you are waiting for, what did I score in Jamb? This year's Jamb was actually very, very surprising for me. I was praying and praying that I scored very high because I know some of you guys are waiting for me. I've been seeing a lot of weird, weird comments. Many people just insulting me in my comment section, saying that what did I even score in Jamb? Why am I giving people advice? If me, I'm also writing Jamb and stuff like that. But I'm still grateful for God that God have already put you guys to shame. Yes, I'm very grateful to God that I did well in this exam. And I tell you guys to guess what I scored, and nobody actually got it. Like nobody, both on my YouTube talk page, on my WhatsApp channel, nobody got what I scored in Jamb. But I'm going to tell you guys what I scored now. I know some of you remember that I said that if I score below 300, I'll do what the top comment on that video says. But let's say, lucky for me and unlucky for you guys, I did not score below 300. I scored above 300. Yes. I guys remember that my jam score target was 365. This is what I tell you guys. Always aim high. Always aim high. It's very important. What I scored in jam was actually 355, as you can see on the screen. Yeah, that's my jam score. I'm very, very grateful to God. Like, this is not my power. I was not expecting this at all. Even though I prepared very well, you guys can testify to that. I will always come in on live to solve past questions with you guys. I solve mathematics questions, physics questions, chemistry questions, English self, and even biology. I was always on live to make sure I solve these kind of questions with you guys. And I'm very grateful that it all worked out well. I scored 355. But that score is not the only thing I need to gain admission. Remember, I told you guys, your post-UTM is so very important. So it's thing to lock in for that post-UTM. I'm going for University of Lagos and I'm going for engineering. So if you're also doing the same thing, know that you're writing post-UTME, and you also need to start working hard on that post-UTME because it can determine whether you get admission or you lose your admission. I remember I told you guys that I will be posting more updates to gain admission, like more updates that will help you to gain admission. So make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel if you've not done so yet. It's very, very important. Now, if you've watched to this extent, just go to the comment section and type 365 over 400 jam squad. If you watched to this extent, type 365 over 400 jam squad. And if you know that you are my OGs, you have been on my Telegram channel since when I created it, tell me in the comment section as well. All right. If you guys like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.